Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to Module 3. Oh, hey, Google, stop. Sorry about that. Um, Welcome to Module 3, Video 2. I'm back home, man cave, and, it's been a weird month. Anyways, I got this, my tablet. If you could only see this, I've got like a dish rack and my humidor of cigars on its side, and then my iPad leaning forward against a coffee mug. So this is really like, it's kind of like Jenga, except I'm not taking out any pieces. Anyways, I know you didn't come to hear all that. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's talk about some of the discussions, I guess, or just generally. I want to emphasize again, because some people aren't taking me seriously, uh, disciplines, capitalizing disciplines, okay? Disciplines, also, I'm just going to go through this. Capitalizing disciplines. Disciplines are individual academic silos of learning. They are a degree in discipline, discipline, discipline. They are not occupations. An economist is not a discipline. That's a occupation. An engineer is not a discipline, it's an occupation, okay? Disciplines are capitalized. The word discipline is not capitalized. I'm really sorry, but there's a lot of random capitalizations I'm going through seeing, and I don't know if some people think, well, I might as well just capitalize it. It sounds good. No, if it's not a proper noun, you don't capitalize it, okay? And I know I'm going to get so many people so mad because I do require disciplined writing in a upper level university course. I don't require it in, my emails, messages. I mean, side story, dating. I mean, yeah, I'm old. I still kind of date once in a while, but I've had women go, I was afraid to contact you because you teach university and you're going to grade my texting or my, no, I don't do that. I don't care. But in a paper, it needs to be, or anything in any course like this, okay? The double line spacing. Seriously, if you don't do it, you get dinged. Um, the paragraph indents, or on the discussion board to give me a paragraph break in there somewhere instead of going on for a mile, okay? That's how it's done. That's how we read, okay? By the way, good news, no late penalties were assessed for anybody. I don't want that to people that turned it on time to get upset. You shouldn't. Did a great job. But you guys getting in the flow now, you understand that there's about, what, 3 weeks left, if that. So we need to get going. You don't pass the course unless you do the work. If you push all the work to the end and do it, you're not going to pass this course. I can almost guarantee it, because that's just indicative of being rushing through the work, right? So pace yourself out, do things in order, turn them in. If you know you're going to be late, send me an email. Don't just blow it off, because I put a zero in there. We might have some issues. If you do turn in late later, anyways, you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's stay in communication like we have been. All right. Um, Remember I said no absolutes. I'm going to add something. I didn't specifically say it. The word countless. If you use countless, you weren't alone. There was a lot of people using the word countless, as in there are countless studies that show, there are countless ways. No, there's always, no, 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 no. It's an absolute. It means that no one could ever count them. And I always get a kick out of somebody saying that there's countless studies. And they email me, I can't find any. Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. I use all these cliches and things, step up your game, etc., because it's true. Okay, don't use countless. Don't exaggerate. Don't use hyperbole. Don't use absolutes. Okay, humility, humble. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk. Well, I'll go back to stepping up your game again regarding sources. I'll do a little more of that probably in a minute. Let me keep going here, though. Okay, remember what that first section in step 2 was. It was interdisciplinary justification. I had some students mention multidisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, transdisciplinary. That's not what we were doing, right? What's the name of this course? Interdisciplinary inquiry skills, not cross-disciplinary, not transdisciplinary, not multidisciplinary, okay? Know your terminology as we went through it. Go back to module 1 and our intro module and look at the pyramid. All right, I don't want you to leave here and not have the foundational stuff, information, right? Hardwired into you, okay? So now, I spotted a couple of people use the word integration. I'm happy about that. If you didn't use integration, I'd ask you, where are you going from here? Remember, I've hammered integration, especially if you had me 301, 302. Integration. IDS equals integration. Integration is the process. What are we doing right now? We're doing the process. Therefore, integration should have appeared in that paper. And if it didn't, why not? Okay, these are just basic things about the class, okay? So let's, I'll hang in there. That was step 2, and part of that discussion we did on what the characteristics of interdisciplinarian. Take that, all that information. Let's go with Easter egg number 1. It's the name of the course. All right, you need to find it and tell me what it is. The name of the course is Easter egg number 1. Okay, so let's talk about primary data collection, okay? The primary data collection page in this module has to do with your survey that you're going to be doing to collect original data. Remember we talked about research is not just compiling old information and just showing it. That's nothing. Yes, you can compile old research and find something new, discover something new from it, but that's too much of an ask for a undergrad class. So you need to gather original data. We're not going to be ambitious. We're going to say we're going to do a survey of random adults, right? So that's your original data. And that goes along with everything else you're doing, okay, to pull off this interdisciplinary inquiry, okay? So I am going to do a video tomorrow, probably then. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put that down right now. I'll do the how to create your survey video tomorrow after I put together my bookcases, okay? Bookshelves. Okay, how to survey video. We'll do that tomorrow. It's not going to be any Easter eggs attached, but it's going to be pretty damn important because if you blow the survey, that's a big deal. Okay, that's essentially step 4 and step 5. Okay, big, huge chunks of it. So watch it. It's great. It's easy once you know what you're doing. Okay. So back to the list here. Then we get into primary sources discussion that's due tomorrow. I'm sure of it. And why I'm doing that tomorrow in step 3 on Sunday is because they go consecutive. What you do for tomorrow, you can and probably should use for the step 3 annotated bibliography. All right. Step up your game here. This is where the rubber meets the road. How many cliches can I come up with and then repeat again and again? I don't know. But I saw a lot of sources that aren't going to fly from here on out. Okay. Unless you've got like 10 sources, then yeah, if you're going to use a New York Times article to illustrate something current and anecdotal, great. If you're going to use some Forbes article to talk about something that would do with student loans, great. But it better be the part of a huge list of sources. Because if it's 3 sources and one of them's Forbes, you're getting dinged. You only have 2 in my book. Okay, this is a scholarly experience for you. This is not about, you're on the outside just, researching a trip to Europe, and so you're going to go to Expedia, Airbnb, Kayak, whatever. This isn't about that. This is doing upper level undergraduate research, and you should be expected to do it. Now, how do you do that again? How do you find those sources? You need to let me know if this doesn't work, because it always works for me, and I think it still works. Go to the ASU library portal, you're logged in. All of a sudden, that's your ticket. That's your ticket to see so many things that you'd normally have to pay for. Paywalls everywhere. So you go to the ASU library, you put in a search terms, mix them up, do some terms, think. You guys are experts as you grow up with search terms, okay? When your search comes up, there should be on the right column, it should show filters. And you can filter for the full text online, and you can filter for peer reviewed. Bam, you're going to have a whole bunch of things come up. Now, don't just jump at them. Take a look, because you might have, student loan debt in Australia. It's not going to serve you well here. You might have COVID um, activity in the Ukraine. You might have marijuana legalization in Spain. Okay, keep it pertinent. Don't just grab something you see. All right. Some of your topics are relatively new. There is going to be studies on all of them. I guarantee it. I did not choose to list anything in there that didn't have a multitude of peer-reviewed research behind it. All right. But let me know if you're having trouble. I will help you get through it. I love being the guy that says I told you so, and you'll love being the student that goes, oh man, there they are. So do your best on that. Okay. Academic journals are basically, a guaranteed source. Okay, I'm not saying you should use all academic journals, but I'm saying if you did use all academic journals, it's not the end of the world. It's a lot better than throwing in Wikipedia, New York Times, Chron.com, or Forbes, or Investopedia, or anything else. Where do you find academic journals? You find them in your search. They'll come up with your search data. If you want to go, off-site, so to speak, Harvard Press, Sage Publishing, these are names of academic journals. You could probably Google academic journals. Let's see if we can do that. Academic journals. And what you're going to find then is academicjournals.org, journal by title, academic journal. Okay, that's like a compilation. It's a, and it looks like it's got A to Z. I mean, they've got African Journal of Bacterial Research, okay? The International Journal of Vocational and Technical Education. I mean, it's a jackpot here, and you're also going to see, Sage Publishing, JSTOR, Oxford Academic. It's a lot of them. And your specialty, your focus probably has an entire publishing house to itself, not only journals to itself. Take a look at it. It's a fun thing to look for, because you'll feel like you're on the inside, better on the inside, better than like I'm just going to Google anything. You're inside in your journals. You might have to go to the ASU library if you find something that you can't get at because of a paywall. Try to search for it in the ASU library and get it. But this is where you really start adding your credentials to your ability to do research, okay? Because such a big important part is to go back and look what came before you, okay? Like my blankets on the wall. I'm getting some drapes. I'm gonna get some blackout drapes. That faces west, and windows face west in Phoenix this time of year. It's just a joke, Can't see my ceiling fan. Normally I have this thing set up so it circles right over my head. It's pretty funny. Let's see. So let's do Easter egg number 2. Call it peer-reviewed sources. Peer-reviewed sources. I'll probably ding you for any bad source up to 10 points each, just so you know. That's how important it is. I will also ding the heck out of formatting right now, because I know you've got it. Most of you got it. If you're not getting it, then you're being lazy about it. If you still don't know what a hanging paragraph is, wow, you shouldn't be this far into it and still be guessing. It's not a regular paragraph. It's a hanging paragraph, okay? You should know paragraph indents. You should know double line spacing, Times New Roman, 12-point font. Shouldn't have any highlighting from copy and pasting, which happens. Your long quotes of over 39 words need to be formatted correctly. They're not the same. Frankly, I'd avoid them. Your in-text citations come before the end of the punctuation end. Watch your spacing. There's the last word, then there's a space, then there's a parentheses, then there's the author's last name, then there's a comma, then there's a year, then there's a closed comma, then there's a period. That's how it would look, okay? I know nobody's following that, but I'm just saying it's important, okay? So let's take a look. Step 3, the annotated bibliography that's due on Sunday. It's going to be basically what you're doing in the discussion board, except you're going to formalize it. The discussion board is a discussion board. I don't expect perfect formatting. Don't worry about that. If you can do it, great. If you don't, give me gaps between entries, okay? I want them divided by discipline. Put a capitalized discipline title up there, not the word discipline. Capitalize economics, capitalize sociology, capitalize African studies. and then put in your sources, describe them, give me a little background. Because then as you move into the annotated bibliography, watch the video, 4 minutes on how to format and put together an annotated bibliography. It's wonderful. Look at the sample of that annotated bibliography from session A 302. Follow those. That's it. There's your structure. It's like you're moving into a house that's already built. All you got to do is fill it up with your furniture, right? I know you can do that. All right. So, by the way, my trip home really was brutal. I took 37 hours to drive back, got 10 miles at a gallon on my Jeep. Normally I get 23. I was pulling a U-Haul trailer full of furniture, which you see behind me, the recliner, the couch, the coffee table, and then over to my left is my dresser and my new bed in the dining room, of course, which is a great improvement over a bedroll on the floor and camping furniture. So thanks to my mother, I consider it, she's given to me on loan. And hey, let me show you something while I got you real quick, okay? I got this from my mom too here that, let's see here. Just, can I have a moment to brag? You could shame me behind the scenes, but I have a moment to brag. But there's me and Dr. Crow, the president of the university. I think it's backwards writing, right? Michael Fair. Um, Arizona State University Letters and Sciences, outstanding graduate 2013. Have I changed at all? I got gray. Okay, so anyways, I was bragging about that. I hang that. My mom had it, and now I got it back. Okay, so let's talk about some things I want to talk to you about in terms of real life application of this. Okay, saw some websites this week. You guys ever on YouTube? I don't know if it's just me because they know how old I am and what my problems are, but I keep getting these long commercials from Dr. Gundry, Stephen Gundry, the longevity paradox and blah, blah, blah. So I caught my ear the other day and I was listening to it and I thought, well, I'm curious about this. I'm going to look it up. So what do I do when I look up somebody? Well, I also look at their website, their claims, but I'm also looking at the other side. So like this article in True Health Initiative is called Eat Your Beans, but Skip Reading Dr. Stephen Gundry's Longevity Paradox, Flaws and Fruits. So I went down to a section, and I'd like to hold it up for you guys just to know what I'm looking at. You might see it. It says references. Oh, what does it say about this? It says, I will leave it to Dr. Guyanet and others to evaluate every reference in the book, but I was sincerely hoping that Dr. Gundry had upgraded his shoddy attempt to support his views with the many erroneous references in his plant book. The new book is not much better. Without casting stones unnecessarily, most medical doctors attempting to write serious books follow a system of references called the APA Style Guide and quote actual scientific studies in the format. Boom, right? For reasons that can only be attributed to laziness, Dr. Gundry lists many trade websites from Science Daily, Medical News Today, Bloomberg's, and Science Magazine that are used for tweets, but not for serious writing, science writing, okay? For example, Protect and Defend Science Daily is listed as a reference 6 times, USA Today once, and Joseph Mercola once. Furthermore, the URLs are listed in a print book, making verification onerous. And a technique also used by Gary Taubes in the Post, Dr. Gundry will list an entire book as a reference with no page number, again, making it nearly impossible to verify the claim. He does this in Chapter 1, Ancient Genes, Control Your Fate. So, interesting how we find that in a real life term. This is what we're talking about. Peer reviews go in and say, what are you building on? What are your sources telling you this? What are you building on? Okay? All right? If you're going to say that Antifa is an organization of Marxists, then you should show me scientific data research proving that somehow, showing evidence of that somehow. I know you use the word prove, I shouldn't do that. Okay? Because I will show you sources from the FBI and 11 national security groups saying that, Antifa stands for anti-fascist. We shouldn't want fascists here. There's no organization. Okay? Let's get into Q and all that other stuff. Forget it. I listen to spa music now, okay? All right. But I love provocative topics and research, okay? that can move us forward. So that's an interesting topic. Now, what I also want to show you is I was looking at things because let me just say I ate a lot of comfort food in the last month and my blood sugar went through the roof, and it sucks because I'm not going to last long eating the way I was. My blood sugar was well over 250, and if you know that, that's a bad number, and I'm used to being a lot lower than that, half of that. Okay, so I was eating comfort food. I was under a lot of stress. I get my act together. I'm looking at different things. Well, here's this mindbodygreen.com. I was looking at things about meditation and meditating with music or without music, Zen and transcendental, all that stuff. Okay, so I got to, okay, where is it? Where is it? I just saw it. Okay, so one of the things here is that this one has, okay, hold on, it must be a different page. I'm so upset. I saw a different one that, anyways, you guys get the point, right? I don't necessarily, oh, I know what it was. It wasn't the Mind Body Green. It was my other link. Hold on, I haven't opened it up yet. Here it is, True Health Initiative. Nope, that's the wrong one again. Okay, where'd it go? It's under my daily list, and it is under health, and it is, sorry about this, you guys. It's important, I want to show you this. So, hey, how's it going otherwise? Everybody doing all right in the summer? I can't hear you. All right, I'm on a quest now as I am totally getting really nervous about like, why am I doing this to these poor people here? Okay, Dr. Jason Fung, intermittent fasting and keto. I've done keto in the past. I'm a diabetic type 2. I need to control my diabetes. Dr. Fung is an awesome doctor. He is probably listed though as one of the quacks. Who knows? You got to choose your quacks wisely. I have a few in my life that I disregard the critiques on. Yeah, I pick and choose. That's too bad, I know. But okay, so Dr. Fung says that they did a case study. This is what I want to talk to you about. Remember we talked about looking at research and there's case studies. Now, case studies are important, but kind of like oral history. You do an oral history, like I did my video oral history. I don't know if anybody saw that on my site or anything, but I did an oral history. That's one person's experience through life, through certain issue, right? Case study is usually one instance, one event. It's singular in very nature, but it's a case study, and we can learn from it. But it is not as, the veracity is not as strong as if it was a study done. Obviously, you guys are going to do a survey of 40 people. If somebody do a survey of 40,000, guess which one's going to indicate more trends and evidence of things? Of course, the big one does. The more data, more demographics. That's fine, though, okay? But in this one, BMJ Journals, I checked it out. Case reports. It is therapeutic use of intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet as an alternative treatment for type 2 diabetes in a normal weight woman, a 14-month case study done by 4 researchers. There's an abstract here. I'm going to put this link up. If you want to take a look at this, obviously it shouldn't resonate with too many, but I want you to show you just it's research in a way that they do it. They have sources here listed. It's not an APA format. I didn't go through it too clearly, but I want you to give an idea that this is research. So when you go out and you have issues, you're looking at something, you're doing something work-wise, don't just rely on ESPN. Don't just rely on CNN, MSNBC, or Fox. Dig into the academics, the scholarly work. Then do the judging of how much gravitas is in that study. I'll include this link. I think this is pretty cool to see. Now, BMJ Journals, this is in. So who the heck is casereports.bmj.com? That .com gives us a treat. So let's take a look and find out what about. On the bottom, we look at about this journal. About the aim and scope. BMJ Case Reports is an important educational resource offering a high volume of cases in all disciplines so that healthcare professionals, researchers, and others can easily, that's what I was going to tell you about the other one. Doggone, I just realized it. This instructor, Sorry, I got off track really quick. Where is her description? Uh, this is the one. I did see a description on one of the instructors which said integrative. Okay, so be careful because sometimes integrative is like holistic. Then it's a slippery slope to new age and pseudo and all this stuff. Okay, we want to be integrative and really look at things. A lot of you mentioned critical thinking. That was excellent. Okay, we want to continue to be critical thinking. And frankly, you can move to those things because guess what? What was once pseudoscience can definitely be real science right now. All right. Okay, there's plenty of things that you could list right now that we thought were just horribly bad or fabulously good that are not. And at the time, those kind of things were considered pseudoscience, and now we've got more evidence. Okay, anyways, so the BMJ journal. Okay, it says all articles are peer reviewed and copy edited before publications. BMJ case reports is not an addition or supplement of the BMJ. We want to publish worthy cases, so blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of information here. I'm going to, look at the bottom of that if you want to see. This is just a good example of how they have acceptance rate, 54% of articles, time for submission to first decision, 66 days. So, so it looks like a journal, a legit journal, even though it's a .com thing. I think, see, I don't know, sign up for email alerts from Gut BMJ. I don't know what the heck that is. I don't know what this means, unless it's just a name for their content. So you got to have kind of a little bit of a eye suspicion before you just believe everything you see. All right, especially if the researchers are just cute cats with funny faces, like you'll see on Facebook, right? Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to bring up today. That was important. I know I'll be doing the survey video tomorrow. If I have any issues, I'll do it Sunday, and I'll talk to you a lot about that. I might do 2 videos on the survey, by the way. One will be a screenshot survey, so I can show you instead of trying to reflect my computer at my laptop in the light. I'm going to do a screenshot. I'll probably do that one. Then I'll probably come back with the second part, which I can talk to you face to face on any issue that might be remaining to explain. Because as I like to use my hands as an Italian. All right, that's it. Easter egg number 3, remember, Easter egg number 3 is follow the samples. You know it. I'm going to get to 28 minutes here. That's plenty of time for you to earn these 5 points. And thanks to you all who watched the whole video last time to get 8 points. Those of you that sent in 3, you quit. I wanted to find out. I tricked you, who was only watching until the third Easter egg and then left. So the people that waited for the 4th, got the 4th one, got 8 points. No worries, no problem. It's all good. Forks up. Peace.